Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Venkatesh. I am a DevOps engineer. This is DevOps Pro Junction YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see objects in Kubernetes. So I have the official documentation. So I will give you some hints about this, and I will also show you some demo on this. To understand these objects are like a resources. So we have like pods and containers, this kind of stuff with the Kubernetes majorly. And coming to that, in that things we are going to see. So Kubernetes objects which are how we are going to see like we will manage with the imperative way and declarative way. So these are the types which we usually do. So Kubernetes objects are the persistence entities in the Kubernetes system. Persistence entities in the sense, in case of it will go die, also it will come up every time. The Kubernetes what will do, it will go and check whether the object of or whether the pod or container or the particular resources is which is running or not. So using API, it will go and check every time. So that is one thing. And so we will see how we can create this pod. And let's connect our cluster. So you can see there are two nodes which is already running. So I'm going to execute this command kubectl apply -f, and so we have created one deployment. So we have created the deployment. So you can see here both are created on the same node. So and which is currently running. And you can see kubectl describe pod with the pod name. So this is the pod details. So it is currently under on default namespace, and service account details, which is all everything is default. And the label we have given app ngnx, and the IP of the pod, and we have inside the pod we have container. So the container port is we have opened 80, and you can see the events. So it's pulled the image, and it's created the container, and it is started running. And coming to the objects and names, so objects is the common, which is like if we have object in the namespace, the same object name can be in the different namespace we can create. UID, which is like a ID which is creating by the Kubernetes. So it is unique one by the whole cluster. So that's what they have given, and here they have given about the naming label names. So there are two types of naming labels. One is RFC 1123, another one is RFC 1035. These are the some constraints which we use for the naming. And as like UID said, which will be created by the whole cluster, which will be unique for entire cluster. And coming to the labels and selectors, so we usually use labels on the pod. So for here I'm going to show you. You can see like consider like this is the pod, and here we will create some label. So the label may have like a app is nginx, and this label matching with the service whatever, like here I have the cluster IP. So in this cluster IP, whatever here also I will have the, here I have the selector having the same name of um, app nginx, same name it should contains for the selector. So if it is match, then the selector label will be connect, so that the service and pod will be get connect. So for this only we are using label and selector. I hope it's clear. Then we have the namespace. So namespace is like a, we are creating um, some border. So you can consider like it is a border. So for example, um, we have um, we have total 3 nodes in our cluster. So these 3 nodes are our worker nodes. So these worker nodes are when you go for EKS, we don't have control node. We have only the worker node, and the control node is managed by the AWS. So here we are creating the namespace. The namespace will be created on the entire cluster. So if you are creating the namespace, it will comes under entire worker node. So this is one namespace, and I am creating one more namespace. It will be like this. So this is my another namespace. And if I am go for another namespace, then it will comes like this. So if I am creating for a dev namespace some pods, here I am creating for dev, and here I am creating for UAT, and here I am going to create for the sandbox. So these are the different namespace which I have given the name. So if I am giving some pods which need to be run on dev, then it will be running on this namespace. It can be on my first node, or it can be running on my second node, or it can be running on my third node. So you will only specify the namespace, but it will place any of the node like this. Same like if I'm creating any other pod which need to be run on UAT, it will place on any of the node within the node space itself, within the namespace itself. Same like if I am creating sandbox namespace under some pods, it may create on second node, it may create on third node, or it may create on the first node. So like this the namespace will work, but the communication will not happen between these two namespaces, same like these two namespaces, same one to another. So we are creating some logical border which is going to act as for your own area for that particular pods or resources. So this like the namespaces will work. And when come to annotations, so the annotations which are like a attribute non-identifying metadata to objects, these are the metadata values you will give for your resources. So this is like annotations. I hope this video is helpful. And if you find this videos helpful, give thumbs up, subscribe my channel, follow for the more videos. Thanks for watching.